Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78. My next guest, you might have seen her or heard her sing the national anthem at Wrigley a couple days ago. She's going to be on the South Side doing the same thing for the big Crosstown Classic. She has recently been named one of the top 10 artists to watch in 2025 by Rolling Stone magazine. I'm talking to Gabby B. Gabby, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I've never have sang the national anthem, at least not in front of people, when I'm the only one singing. I've been in a crowd singing it, but you were in town earlier this week at Wrigley Field singing the national anthem. Also on the South Side, you're doing it again, right?
Yeah, I just did it for the Cubs, which was really exciting. It was my first time at a baseball field. I've never
Ever?
been. Never.
Never in your life. You've never been to
No.
a... Wow.
I've never been. It was my first time, so I was really excited. I don't know how they are able to hit the little ball coming like 90 miles per hour. It's kind of crazy, but
Yep.
but I found it really really awesome to see. Like it's very like nice, like the fans and everybody just like cheering on together. But yeah, it was an honor to sing the national anthem there.
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever met anybody that's never been to a baseball game ever and then also
Really?
singing the national anthem.
Really?
Like
Yeah,
those
no.
those two combos together, singing the national anthem as their first time ever seeing a or being at a baseball. You've seen it on TV at some point, right?
Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah, okay.
course. I've seen it like movies and it's cool. But yeah, I definitely have. Um, like TV and like, I've definitely seen the Cubs also play. I have a friend that actually really likes baseball.
Ah, very cool, very cool. You recently were named one of the 10 artists to watch by Rolling Stone magazine for 2025. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Kudos
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was exciting. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy."
Yeah, and you have a very interesting background. You were born in Brazil, but you were raised in France, right? And now
Mhm.
you call South Florida home.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I'm living there. Yeah, it's really nice. It's warm, so I like it.
And you also have written a book about bullying and stuff like that. And did that come from, being with your multicultural background? Because you got a lot going on with your dad and your mom, both giving you these some wonderful gifts, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely been a journey because I've also lived in Canada too. So
All
I've
those damn
grown up.
Canadians, they're crazy. I'm just kidding.
It
I'm
was
kidding.
actually really nice living there. I mean, it was really cold. Like that was the only thing that was like, oh my God, I'm freezing my butt off. But it's really nice like to experience different cultures and different
Hmm.
ways that people live. I've had best friends from so many different countries and that the way they live in their house is like from their country, but they're like in a different country just like me, especially in Canada. But then other places where, they're not used to someone like me who's like Brazilian but has like a French accent, and then I'm coming into America for the first time. So that was a little tough for me, and it pushed me to work on my accent, work on my language and get better. But yeah, I have faced a lot of that, and that's why I wrote the book, because I have kid fans also, and
Hmm.
I like to inspire people, that if you're going through something in school, school could be very hard everywhere, like
Sure.
different countries everywhere. So just know that's not the only thing you're gonna go through. There's gonna be very low times and high times, but just keep studying and educating yourself, and one day you might be very successful, and these people who picked on you are gonna look at you and be like, wow, like I knew her, but then you're
Yeah,
gonna be
and I was a
like,
jerk. Right.
talk to my hand.
Well, did you face some of that when you were growing up as a kid?
Yes, yes, in France and in the United States, I definitely have faced those type of things, and now like having the success I've had, people like hit me up that knew me back then, and that follows me now, and I'm like, you
Do they
weren't nice
apologize?
to me. No, they didn't. They're like, I never
What?
did that.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
should block them.
okay, okay, whatever. But I let them, see me shine. So it's great.
Oh, I'm sure them just reaching out, they know that they were a jerk to you, right? Like they know.
Yeah.
People know when they're mean. So for them reaching out was that essentially swallowing their pride in one way and recognizing what
Yeah.
you are. Now, whether or not what you do with that is a completely up to you, obviously. But I imagine, you growing up in France, uh, probably was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, definitely very different than the United States.
Yeah.
In my household, it was always a Brazilian culture, because
Right.
both my
That's what I
parents are
meant by being,
Brazilians.
yeah, exactly. Sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot that
but
last part. Brazilian
def
growing up in France.
yes, but definitely like outside of that, my friends were always like different cultures like Moroccans or Algerians or French mixed. Like they were always like some type of mix with Middle Eastern in France.
Hmm.
But yeah, so like it was definitely very different than like coming to the United States and it's more Spanishy and like oh, I'm mixed with German, or there's definitely a lot of different culture differences. And also the just the place, like in France where I grew up, it was very gray, very like old style. And
Hmm.
all in America for me was Disney. Like when I
Really?
watched movies, I'm like yellow school bus, police officers with like those big things, and then the car blue. I don't know, I just had like an image of like a lot of kids from outside, like they look in and they kind of get so impressed because a lot of movies come from here. So I was always like just wanting to, my dream was to move here, so I was very excited.
Well, we're very happy to have you, and hopefully, what's been going on in the world lately in America hasn't deterred your decision to come here. Just because, politics being what they are, and all the stuff going on, America
Yeah.
still is a great place where people can come and do great things, and I
No,
imagine,
I for sure, I will say from a person that has lived in the many different countries, this is a really great country and people should appreciate it more often.
yeah,
I know
I
there's certain
agree.
things that, people disagree with, and of course it's understandable. But I do think if you look at the positive side, we have a lot of rights, and freedom, and I do like, I love it here. I love it here, and even if I had negative certain things happen to me like racism and stuff like that, I still love living here and appreciate this country because they do a lot of great things and they keep the place clean as for the most part.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, not saying anything bad about France or like where Avignon where I grew up, but like, sometimes you could find a lot of trash on the floor or, dog poop, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I've always thought, wow, America keeps their things very clean,
We
but
try. I mean,
yeah.
I have walked the streets of Chicago one time or another and seen some poop on the street, and I
Yeah,
hope
I
and pray
mean,
that it was from
it
a dog.
happens.
Let's just say that, but you never know. You never
It
know.
happens. I feel like New York usually tends to be more like that.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I was reading a little bit about you. Your mother was a Zamba performer, and your dad was a martial artist. Is that right? Was in the martial arts?
Yes, my mom, I grew up with her dancing samba and also many different Brazilian genres. She
Ah,
would
super cool.
dance and entertain, and they would both as a couple go together, and they would never leave me with a babysitter. So I would always go along. Like if it was a nightclub and they wanted the Brazilian duo, one martial artist and the other one dancer, they would go together and I would come along at like 4. I would have to
Oh,
stay in a
that's
little
great.
room, but it'd be great.
Your parents sound. I've never met them. I've never seen them. When I was looking you up or anything, but they sound like they're a sexy couple. I think I can
They are.
confident and say that just talking to you, are a hot couple, right? They're all
Yes.
doing the
Yes.
thing, and you obviously a lot of that washed off on you. I mean, you sing or do you speak three languages, but you can sing in four?
Yeah, I can actually sing
What?
in 5 if I'm counting it right.
I'll
Portuguese,
go.
English, French, Spanish, Italian. Yeah,
Oh my
5. Yeah.
gosh. So when a song comes to you, when an idea comes to you, what language is it coming to you in?
So it depends on the vibe, on what I'm feeling. Usually, like if it's like very dancey and there's like a more urban-y kind of feel, like more like, oh my God, I want to be more cool sounding, I usually tend to sink into my Portuguese kind of effect. The Spanish is really nice. It's something new. It definitely brings in some of my like Miami side that I've grew up to learn,
Hmm.
and also English is more of like the R&B in me, like the I want to like do some crazy notes, like Ariana Grande type of thing. So it honestly depends on like I love mixing languages in my songs because I think music is universal,
Hmm.
and me as a person, I'm a bunch of languages, so my head it thinks in three. So like I like to blend in the sounds, and it's just about the feel and what I think people can digest in the
Very
songs.
cool. When you go on tour and play or wherever you play, whenever you play, are you singing it in English? Are you doing it? Are you mixing the songs as you go? Like one's an English song, one is Spanish or Portuguese, or like how does it go? Like describe a concert of yours.
Yeah, I love like one of my shows, like I love fusionizing different things. Like I don't just speak one language. Obviously if I'm talking and the public is more English speaker or more Portuguese speaker or more Spanish speaker, I tend to go into that because I love like it's what if they understand more this language, and I'm gonna say in this language. But in music, I like to blend it all because that's who I am. I'm a fusionized pop artist, and I like to bring in some of that Brazilian funk, which is a new thing that I know Americans have not known yet, but I'm trying to bring it along also with some other of my Brazilian artists out here.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I tend to like also bring in like very popular songs so people can, sing along, like, very like for example, like I like to bring Beyonce's song like iconic, Crazy in Love,
Oh, sure.
blend that with one of my songs, and just to give people like, if people don't know me, they can get that energy. And I like to have break dance with my dancers and just go crazy and
Do you
nuts.
break dance too?
Yeah,
Come on, you
I
break dance
love.
as well? Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I mean I do a lot of I've done cheerleading for 4 years, so like
Sure.
I do a lot of stunt stuff, like what is it called? Tumbling type
Uh-huh.
of things.
Hmm.
So I like to do that plus the dancing. And I grew up listening to Britney Spears, so I love Britney too. So her
Who
style's like
doesn't?
in my freaking brain, like, oh, I love.
So, if you could pick an artist to do a collab with, anyone, alive or dead, what would you pick?
I would say, well, I would have said Britney Spears because I really, really do love her. But I'm gonna say Bruno Mars
Oh,
because
I
he
get that
he
based
like,
on your, yeah.
yeah, it's just he's just got that really fun vibe that I feel like I could connect with. And I love his songs. He's just so talented. And he kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson, which I love. He's a legend. I love Michael Jackson. I
I get
always
that as well.
watch,
Hmm.
yeah, I always watch his videos before a show. I always watch his videos and Britney Spears. Like those are
What's
the
the
two.
go-to Michael Jackson? You met Michael Jackson or Bruno Mars for the videos?
What do you mean?
You
Oh,
s-
for the video. Well,
Yeah.
when I'm performing for shows, I tend to watch Michael Jackson and Britney Spears shows, just to get that feel because that's what I grew up. But
Yeah.
obviously, Bruno Mars is someone that I definitely look up to, and he definitely reminds me a lot of Michael Jackson, but to his own person.
I mean, I'm reading a little bit about you, Gabby, and you have over 19 million streams in your career. 19 million streams is I I would imagine you can probably know somebody that can get you Bruno's number for this collab that we should. I think maybe we should just make this happen right now,
Oh
like
my
I
gosh, that
think
would
you
be
got somebody you
crazy.
should know, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that would be the dream. That would be definitely cool. I would love that.
Was and running down some of the numbers just because I think it's we haven't talked about it all that much because we just went right into just being in town and singing the national anthem. But I'd be remiss not to say 12 million streams on Spotify, 21 million views on YouTube, over 3 million TikTok followers, 470,000 Instagram. You're on Facebook. I mean, you are everywhere. So I can't. It's an honor to have you sing the national anthem for Chicago this week. I mean, your next time you're playing, it's a different environment. Now, Wrigley Field, tell me what you first thought of when you got dropped off at Wrigley Field. You're walking into the stadium, which we don't like to call it a stadium. We call it a ball field. But you walk into
ball field. Okay.
Yeah, like a
Thank you for
ballpark. I'm sorry, a
telling me.
ballpark.
Ballpark.
Yeah, because it's old, right? Wrigley Field's over 100 years old. It's been there since 1914, so it's been there for a hot minute.
I heard that it was very old.
Tell me what you saw when you what do you remember when you think about you just walking up the steps and seeing the field?
Oh my gosh, I was like, this is humongous. I was like, this looks so different because I went to soccer fields, you know. I grew up with more soccer knowledge in my head, but
Sure.
baseball, I've never seen in person. And I saw the pictures on Google before I went there. I kept looking, I'm like, that looks so big, but in person it's like, whoa. And I didn't know there was gonna be nets. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
should have thought, because imagine if that ball comes to someone, they'll get like in their
Well,
head.
Gabby, I'll
That's
tell you,
bad.
outside of right behind home plate, those nets you did not used to be there up until maybe like 3 years
Really?
ago. Like
Oh
three
my
years ago.
gosh. Probably
You'd be in the
because someone
stands.
got hurt.
Oh yeah, not many people got hurt, but baseball's weird.
Mm,
Baseball's very, I mean, it's very American, obviously, but it's
yes.
also very old-fashioned. It takes a long time for baseball to adapt to certain things, which, you know, it's part of the beauty of the game and also part of the reason why it drives people nuts. But
Hmm.
it's all mixed in there. That's why they have called it. I mean, it used to be called America's pastime by a certain generation. Now people would probably argue that's American football, but definitely baseball is America's game, and we invented it here. So I mean, it's a very cool
Yeah.
place. And
Oh yeah.
Wrigley Field is like watching baseball when it was that time. You know what I mean? You step
Yeah.
on Wrigley, that ivy on the wall back there, talking about the green ivy, behind that is brick.
Hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No,
So
it was really well made. I'm like, how do people make these? Like, it's
no,
crazy.
they
It's
don't
like
make it like that.
humongous. And there
Yeah.
was so many people. I'm like, that is a lot of people that comes to the games. Like, wow. Like, and they were all on time too. I was like, wow. Because in Miami, no one's on time. I've
Now
done
I'm half
Miami Heat. No one's on time.
yeah. Well, I'm half Mexican, so I can speak to the fact that there's Mexican time, where something might start at 7 o'clock. That might be when you start to get ready to go, you know.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
baseball games now, there's a pitch clock. So in between a guy when he throws a ball, there's a timer. I think it's like 30 seconds in between the pitch.
Yeah.
So games are a lot shorter than they used to be. Like 4 years ago, before the pitch clock, games would be like 3.5 hours long. Now they're pretty close. So if you're late, you're gonna miss like the 3 innings. But
That's
I,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
you
yeah, I was noticing there was different things going on before I got up there and sang like the picture. I'm learning the certain dialogues right now. But slowly but surely. But doing the White Sox too, like the next
yep.
time I'm gonna be more ready, because I'm gonna be like already expecting what I'm expecting. Because the first time I was like, whoa, this is the first time I'm nervous. Oh my gosh. And like when I was singing, the challenge was when I was singing in an arena, the sound bounces back to you.
Yeah.
Meaning you're singing in real time. You can hear yourself in real time, but you can hear yourself like a second later in the echo. So like for me, I was like, oh my God, I hope, and I didn't have an earpiece, so I was like, I hope I don't mess this up, because I have to hear myself twice, and I'm like, okay, block out the
The
echo.
echo. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was trying so hard to like, that was like the biggest challenge,
Well,
definitely.
that
It
and the song
was
is not
that.
super easy to sing either, right? It's kind of, some people say it's a challenging song to sing.
It is if you do not start on the right pitch, like
Sure.
the
Oh yeah.
right,
Well,
like if
yeah,
you
just like
start too
anything.
high, you are gonna screw yourself up
Oh
later
yeah. No, you got
on
to
in the
start nice and
song.
low and build. You got to do the
Yeah,
build.
you have to start nice and low. Um, I for me, the biggest thing is to get the lyrics right,
Oh
because
yeah.
everything else, I'm gonna sing what I'm gonna sing. I try to keep it as original as possible, like to the song, to the anthem, not changing it up that much. Because it's something that everybody knows, and it's so patriotic, and it's a respect to the country. So my thing is just memorize the lyrics, do not mess up the lyrics, because the lyrics is the most important thing for people. So I always think of that. And that's very important to me.
Absolutely. And you're singing on Saturday?
Yes, on Saturday.
So, and
I'm
that's what,
singing with
yeah.
White Sox against the Cubs.
Yeah, they call that the Crosstown Classic here in Chicago.
Oh
And
my God.
previous years when the White Sox were really good, it would be really heated rivalry. And it still will be heated, especially on the South Side. Way different experience at
That's
that ballpark than
crazy.
Wrigley. Not any, I'm not saying it's better or not. It's just different because it's a different ballpark. White Sox fans are different than Cubs fans. A lot of people will argue Cubs fans go there to have a good time. White Sox fans go to watch baseball. So it's just kind of a little bit of a
Okay.
different vibe. That's all I'm saying. But I will throw one last thing at you. In baseball, when you're there, and you said you were learning some of the dialogue of the players, the
Yes.
pitcher, the catcher, something that will make you would be like, what? Do you know that each one of those players has a number so you can take score in baseball? You can go buy a scorecard, they call it a scorecard, and you can take score old-fashioned way. That's how old baseball is. Where like
What?
the pitcher is number 1, the catcher is number 2, first base is number 3, third base is 4, and then it goes to 5 shortstop, 6 is the second base, and then it goes 7, 8, 9 for left field, center field, right field. So like when
Mm-hmm.
there's a double play, when you get 2 outs and 1 hit, it's called a 6-4-3 double play when it's hit to the shortstop, because the shortstop number is 6, to the second baseman that's 4. 3 is first base. I know I just confused the living hell out
That
of you.
was a lot of new terms.
Yeah,
I
but
was like, whoa.
you want to impress somebody when you go to the game this Saturday. You should say, "Can I have a scorecard?" and see what somebody's like. What you want a scorecard?
Scorecard.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I'll
say, and I
add
want a
that.
pencil. I don't want a pen. I want a pencil because in case I need to erase, you're gonna want the
Oh,
pencil. So,
okay.
and then if even if you don't, and it teaches you how to keep score, but you don't have to do that. But out of nostalgia, try to
Yeah,
just ask for a scorecard, and you'll get some looks. People will be like, "Oh, okay, she knows what she's talking about."
that's
Not
so
that you don't,
cool.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
no, obviously when I do anything, like when I go somewhere, or I always tend to study the main highlights of the city or of the sport. I try to learn as much as I can, because if I'm singing there, or if I'm like going there, I wanna be able to show that I respect, and I'm trying to support the culture of the
Yeah.
baseball, or like things like that. So I'm always like, I always like to do that for sure.
Yeah, you like to immerse yourself in the surroundings.
Yes, yes.
And if folks want to, if they can't make it to the game this weekend, where can they find you? Where is the best place to find you on social? And where, I imagine that's where you will talk. That's where it'll show where you're playing next and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So Instagram is usually a lot of people's favorites, but sometimes it could be Facebook. I have
Hmm.
everything. I have Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Gabby B underscore music. That's where you can find me. I'm everywhere, so wherever you like to watch your stuff better, follow me there.
Amazing. Gabby B, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank
And
you.
good luck at the national anthem on Saturday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.